Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Stonestreet. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for our Friday Spa Baby race. It's Personal Ensign Friday at Saratoga. Our Spa Baby event is the opener. It kicks off a 50-cent early pick five. We have 8 juvenile fillies, again, going 3/4 of a mile, and Stonestreet very well represented in the Personal Ensign. Cavorting won it in 2016.
Yeah, and Cavorting's become just another outstanding member of that Stonestreet Broodmare band. 3 stakes horses produced by her, including her multiple Grade 1 winning daughter, Clairiere, who herself was a graded winner at Saratoga. Cavorting's yearling actually entered in the upcoming Keeneland September yearling sale, and our yearling sale season coverage also presented by Stonestreet Farm this year.
Perhaps we'll see 1 or 2 or more of these fillies in the Personal Ensign a few years from now, but we'll kick things off with the number 1, Alieska. Norm Cassie trains, Ricardo Santana Jr. rides. It's another daughter of Vekoma who has gone off to a phenomenal start at stud. First crop, 12 for 35 with first-time starters. The dam's a half to Birdsong, a graded stakes winner. The second dam, Bird Town, won the Kentucky Oaks, which means this is the family of Birdstone.
Yeah, and we'd be remiss if, of course, all of those wonderful names. This is a homebred for the Whitney program. We'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge John Hendrickson's passing earlier this week. He and Mary Lou Whitney did so much for Saratoga, particularly for the backstretch workers. Looking at this horse with a more objective eye, you mentioned Vekoma, just on fire with his first crop. 16 individual winners, including a recent stakes winner at this meet. Have to work out a trip from the rail in what looks like a well-matched field.
The number 2 is Spun Candy, and she has experience. She's raced twice for Dallas Stewart, including this start at Saratoga earlier in the meet, where she showed much improved early speed, is down on the inside fighting it out, and holds on pretty well to be third. It was a nice improvement off of her career debut at Churchill Downs, and it just looks like this hard-spun filly is coming to hand.
Absolutely. One of just 2 experienced horses in this field, and the only one of those with multiple starts. As you said, I thought she took a good step forward from her first start to her second start, and she would be a threat if she moves forward again for Dallas Stewart, who can connect at a price, as we've often seen.
Nice mixture of speed and stamina in this female family. The number 3 is Senza Parole. This is a first-time starter by Gunrunner, a $120,000 buyback in April. Despite breezing a furlong in 10 seconds flat, Gunrunner does very well with 2-year-old first-time starters, clicking at 18%. There's a lot of speed on the bottom of this pedigree. The dam's a half to a stakes-winning sprinter, Fleur de la Mar. Note the asterisk. That means she was a debut winner as well.
Yeah, and she was a very well-regarded horse with a lot of speed. Sacristi, a graded winning sprinter, also in there. A lot of speed underneath Gunrunner, who I tend to think of as more of a stamina source, but he can get a very fast horse. What he gets are horses with speed that they can carry. And of course, he has Grade 1 winners around one turn, like the Great Echo Zulu, like Gunite, like Gun Song this year.
Irad Ortiz Jr. takes the mount for Chad Brown. Irad's brother, Jose, rides the 4 Ice Cream Boat for trainer Todd Pletcher. And this is a half-sister to Chocolate Gelato, who won the Frisette, a Grade 1 race going a mile as a 2-year-old. This Outwork filly sold for $150,000, and it's a nice Phipps family, Grade 1 stakes winners like Imagining, Girolamo, and more.
Yeah, other branches of this family have produced the likes of Kentucky Derby winner Super Saver. Just a terrific family. It seems like every branch of it produces stakes horses. Not to forget the top side of the family, Outwork, himself by outstanding 2-year-old and 2-year-old sire Uncle Mo. Outwork went on to win the Wood Memorial, but he was a very precocious 2-year-old, winning his first time out at 4.5 furlongs. And he's been able to produce good 2-year-old form himself, including Grade 1 winner Brightwork.
Ice Cream Boat's uncoupled stablemate is the 5. Hey, everybody. Dylan Davis rides this one for Pletcher, a $75,000 April 2-year-old after breezing a furlong in 10 seconds flat. She's a daughter of the quick Matoli, who gets 12% winners from juvenile debut runners. The dam was a stakes winner at 2, going a mile on the dirt. So this is a nice little mixture of speed and stamina.
Yeah, and of course, Matoli was last year's leading freshman sire by earnings. No surprise that the sprint champion is throwing speed. I'd like to see a bit longer work tab and more foundation in this filly, but there's a reason Todd Fletcher's in the Hall of Fame and I'm not. And I suppose he's got his reasons for bringing this one up from her base at Belmont after two recent bullet workouts.
The number 6 is Complex Secret for Brian Hernandez Jr. and Kenny McPeak, a $75,000 yearling by Complexity, doing very well with his first crop. 6 for 23 with first time starters. The Dam, a debut winner, very precocious, a multiple stakes winner at 2. Family of some good New York bred graded stakes winners like Turn of the Century and Best Friend Stroh. Complex Secret shows some gate workouts. I wonder if she's figured out the gate just yet.
Yeah, I would say so. It looks like those gate workouts have gotten stronger and stronger. And I will, as always, encourage you to check out the clock reports produced by our colleague Mike Walsh and his team on the grounds. They've got eyes at all these works. They can tell you how Complex Secret has been working out of the gates, give you insight into the professionalism and more of these inexperienced 2-year-olds. Complexity, the leading freshman sire by earnings, approaching $1 million already. He's got 13 individual winners, including graded group stakes winners on both dirt and turf.
The number 7 is Tip Top. This is the other experienced runner in the race. Trained by Wayne Lucas, Joel Rosario picks up the mount. This is a half sister to Conlima, a multiple grade 3 stakes winner on the turf by Game Winner. The Dam, though, showed speed on the dirt, a stakes winning sprinter. We've seen Mr. Lucas's horses improve second time out. He likes to sometimes race them into shape, so I won't be surprised if this one improves a bit.
Absolutely has license to take a step forward. And game winner, a champion juvenile himself, grade one winner around both 1 and 2 turns. He's got just 2 winners from 22 starters to date. It looks like they're taking a bit of time, but luckily, as we said, this one does have a start under her belt for Wayne Lucas, likes to run them fit.
And up from Churchill Downs is the number 8 Stunner, a first-time starter trained by Brad Cox. Flavian Pratt takes the mount. This is a daughter of the underrated stallion Gervin, who wins at a very high percentage with 2-year-old first-time starters, 20%. Stunner sold for $190,000. The second Dam, a debut winner and also a multiple stakes winning dirt sprinter. And you do some pretty eye-catching workouts down at Churchill.
Yeah, and this is another one who's coming in from an out of town base. Brad Cox certainly had options with this filly, could have left her in Kentucky for one of the rich maiden races, say at Ellis. That it says something to me that he's bringing her into Saratoga for this race. And Gervin did so well with his first crop a couple of years ago. He quickly was quote unquote called up from Florida to the Kentucky sire ranks by Airdrie Stud, which had invested in him and supported him all along. A very good 2-year-old sire.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the opening race on Personal Ensign Friday at Saratoga. We're both going to go with Stunner on the outside. Some very quick workouts, and maybe breaking from the outside post allows her to get into stride a step or two out of the gate and then perhaps hustle up.
Yeah, and I do expect there to be a fair amount of speed in this race. I expect both of our top selections here to show speed, especially with those recent gate works for Complex Secret. But as I said, kind of this strategy by Brad Cox caught my eye. Had options with this filly, elected to ship her from Kentucky to Saratoga off those recent strong works. That says something to me. And again, if Alieska gets away from the gate well herself and gets a piece of this, I will be cheering for the Whitney and Hendrickson families.
8, 6, 2, and 3 for me. 8, 6, 7, and 5 for Nicole in our Spa Baby race for Friday, August the 23rd. It's the opener. Best of luck.